Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today it's one of my replays, and I'm in the Kremlin, a tier 10 Russian battleship. Now I'm on the map Warrior's Path in a 3-point domination game. So there are quite a few tier 8s around. There's 3 destroyers, and there's no carrier. So I've decided to go towards the A cap, while my division mates are trying to take B. And we also have somewhat of a force at the C cap. So far so good. And what's even better is I have some juicy broadsides to shoot at. Now it's a Kurfürst and... well, you aren't going to sit... well, it's unlikely that you're going to sit at a Kurfürst, but you know, you can get some juicy penetrations there. So that's nice. Now our destroyer here is a Le Fantasque, and well, the French not the best cap contesters. So he's just giving us some spotting right now, which is fine. We've got the B cap, and well, we have got a Cleveland who might just be able to raid at the C cap and stop the enemy from taking it. And personally, I'm just slowly creeping closer. Now, destroyer-wise, they have an Akisuki, a Kagero, and a Shimakaze. We know that all of them are at the C cap though, so our destroyer might have realized that as well, because he's now going in. He can just, if he wants to, sit behind this island and cap, and they can't really do much about it. And oh, look at that! Broadside North Carolina. Well, poor guy. Don't show broadside. And what's that? We're getting a broadside Cleveland as a dessert. Oh, that looks nice. So what's the Cleveland going to do? Just sit there, I guess, and slowly try to reverse back. And we got 3 overpens. So, you know, RNGs is give it and RNGs is take it away. So anyway, my division mate is coming over from the B cap to help take A. There's only 3 enemy ships here remaining, so what we want to do in a situation like this is just basically push them somewhat and sink them, so that we can reinforce the C cap. Now our forces at the C cap are doing quite well. They are facing a major enemy fleet and they've prevented them from taking C. Honestly, I mean, if an enemy destroyer was just sailing in there behind an island, it might just be screwed. But you know. It's also nice that the enemy team has all of their destroyers at that one cap. But hey, meanwhile, broadside Kurfürst. There have been lots of broadsides going on here so far. It's like the enemy team, they just like to sail back and forth, just showing their sides. And well, my team just got rid of that Smolensk meat. So only the Cleveland and the Kurfürst remaining. The Kurfürst is wisely running away, and that Cleveland might just have overstayed its welcome, because I don't think he has any way to exit this situation. Now he might be able to farm our destroyer here, unfortunately. But that's all he's going to be able to do here. If he comes around this corner, then, well, he's going to get wrecked. Most likely. Well, there is the raider. But you know, he probably didn't want to find a Kremlin coming for him. There you go, broadside, shots out, looking pretty nice and tight there, and we get 1 citadel. Well, not quite enough, but you know, we still have the rear guns turning this way. But my team finished him off anyway. So yeah, it's looking pretty good for us. We are the only one who control any caps. We are 2 ships ahead. And the enemy team is still just sitting there. And that's something that a lot of people, I guess, don't realize. When you can't afford to get stuck with so many ships in a position like that. Now, as long as the enemies had forces at A, those guys at C were kind of fine. But now we can just go there and flank them. They are one blob, they are easily surrounded, and they don't even hold a capture zone. I mean, yes, we are 3 ships ahead, but we are also massively points-wise ahead, and they might be able to take it back ship... Oh, broadside unit, slowly reversing. I'm afraid though that Minotaur might just... Yeah, he's going forward again, isn't he? What a shame. So obviously I'm going over towards the B cap, and then I'll try to just get some shots into maybe some more lovely broadsides, because, well, the enemy is still stuck at the C cap. They never managed to take it. They have all the 3 destroyers there, they have a massive force there. What the enemy team needed to do is push C or spread out more. But hey, that's good for us.
All stations reporting the position of a strategic target.
It's also something I feel like that has happened a bit more recently. Well, I mean, okay, things like that have happened since the beginning of Warships, but, you know, with the anniversary event, I mean, I love the anniversary event, but if there is something like 3 super crates to get, it will motivate more casual players to play more, and it will motivate people who might have taken a break to come take a look at the game again. So I guess there's just more casualness around. And it also means that people are more likely to take out a ship that they aren't playing all that often, just to get that nice juicy crate. And I have a feeling it shows recently in battles. But then again, I might also just be imagining things, and look at that, we've got that nice, somewhat broadside Yamato, and we're getting another Citadel. Now, in a way, this Yamato has the right idea. He has to stop our push from this side, but he's going the wrong way about it. First of all, he doesn't need to push into B. And what he wants to be is pointing his nose towards us. He was showing there a bit too much broadside. He could be slightly more south. I mean, I know the enemy needs caps, but he isn't getting them by just YOLOing into us. You see, ship-wise, we are actually equal. Well, they have a lead now, but well, it will stop soon. This is one of the situations where you have to be careful that you, just because we are winning, we can't afford to throw away our ships, because we are equal on ship-wise. We are just such a nice lead points-wise. Because the enemy team, they still don't have C. They have all of their destroyers there, they have the massive fleet there. And they haven't managed to take this cap in 10 minutes. And you can't really afford to get stuck in a cap with the majority of your forces for 10 minutes and not take it. But hey, I've got some more broadside to shoot at, I guess. Or, well, I hopefully will have soon. So, right now I want nothing more than to push around this corner and get into an epic brawl. But that's how you lose battles like this. So maybe I'll have to be a bit more confident and just keep shooting targets of opportunity there. Like, all we need to do is hold our caps that we have and slowly whittle down the enemy. We have the better positions. I mean, our north flank isn't that... Well, we don't really have much there except for the tier pits and the DD. But like, we have the Missouri going here a bit more south, and we have me and the Bismarck holding the center and the tier pits in the north. So far, still some decent crossfires going there, I suppose.
Неполадки устранены.
So I could... Well, I mean, if we are losing spotting... I mean, I still have my division mate here in a destroyer. He could go south here and give us some more spotting. But I still have to decide, do I want to just sit here? Do I want to push through C? Let's see what we can do to this, Friedrich. And, you know, there is a North Carolina coming this way, so with that information, I guess I'll just wait and intercept this guy. Because the way he is sailing now, there is some broadside in my future. Now, of course, you could argue that I'm also might be showing quite a bit of broadside, so it might count you who is actually firing first, or who gets those angles first. Not that he's aiming at me though, so... So now comes the decision, when do I fire? And I think that's a good angle here. Yeah, it was a good angle. So there is a high caliber in the Confederate, and there is another enemy sinking to the depths of the sea. We are still like, oh, we're 2 ships ahead, I think. The enemy still has their blob. I mean, they managed to take the sea cup at some point, I guess. But you know,
Торпеды прямо по
they
курсу.
never really got out of that spot. They basically, all of the teams, well, most of the teams sailed there just towards sea, and then they just waited. And they didn't react to anything. Like, keeping an eye on the minimap and reacting to the situation is something that's very important, and it's just a thing that you see so rarely. You'd always think like people, they just, when they load into a map, they come up with a plan, and then they stick to it no matter what. It's like early on they decide like, hey, I'm going there, and then if they look at the minimap, they're like, well, that's a bad decision. I wish I could change that, but I already made up my mind, so I guess I'm stuck with it for the next 20 minutes. Anyway, was hoping for a bit more on that Buffalo, but you know, can't have all good RNG always. So yeah, we're almost at 1,000 points now. Will I get another salvo off? Could try to finish off the Akisu. I mean, it doesn't matter, we are winning here anyway. Here we are with the results. Not a lot of experience, but there wasn't that much to go around. This was a bit of a quick one, and I think it showed that while the enemy ship-wise was holding up well for most of the game, and definitely had situations for comebacks, they just refused to take any opportunity. They've just sat there waiting to lose. I guess the moral of the story is don't just sit in a corner and wait for the enemy team to surround you, but take an initiative and, you know, watch the minimap. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you guys next time.